Before coming to the issues of 2010, the Centennial Institute invites each of you to fill out a job application, gentlemen, asking you to tell us specifically what preparation and qualifications you have that the other two Republicans and the incumbent Democrat do not have that would make you the best choice to be our next governor. Obviously, you're each at a big disadvantage for not having won the Nobel Peace Prize. But you also each have some advantage over the others. Please spell out what that is. Let's start with Mr. Mays.
As I alluded to in my opening statements, I got into business in 1985. I started at the bottom. I worked my way into business ownership through sweat equity, and I've turned around 2 companies, and I've owned and operated and recently sold another company. And with all of that comes executive management skills, creating forecasts, pro formas, budgets, handling the good times and the bad times. There's a skill set there and a savvy that goes with someone who runs successful enterprises, and you can't always quantify it, but for many of you who are small business people out there, I suspect you understand what I'm talking about. So it's really about practical executive management skills. I think the other items are subordinate skills, that I can surround myself with people who make up for those skills, but the core competencies of a governor, which we have seen lacking for 3 years, is the lack of strong executive administrative leadership, and that's what makes me different.
Senator Penry?
Thanks for the question. You know, the first job of a governor is to lead, to provide leadership. Bill Ritter, if he proves anything, proves the perils of aspiring to be all things to all people. Imagine simultaneously alienating business and unions. And yet Bill Ritter has, because no one respects his position on these issues. It's a pander. It's tacking to the left to make one group happy, to the right to make the other group happy. The truth is, we need a governor who will set a tone, set an agenda, and move Colorado on that course. And I think that's what my background, my time in the legislature and the private sector shows. I worked for a small company on the Western Slope, home loan and investment company. Worked there for 6 years. It's a company that's been around for 100 years. It's one of the largest independent insurance agencies on the Western Slope, and a community bank. During my time in the legislature, I served 1 term in the House, been in the Senate for approaching 4 years now, currently the Republican leader. And in that time, here's what I've done. I've worked with the other side, Bill Ritter, when it was the right thing to do, when responsible public policy progress was possible. We worked together to push the cause of education reform, but we also dug in and fought against the car tax, against oil and gas regulations, against unionizing state government. It's that approach that I'll bring to the governor's office.
Thank you. Congressman?
Colorado's a $19 billion enterprise, and it's a very complex enterprise. It's a multi-diversified enterprise, and experience is critical. What you're looking at today is who should be the next chief executive officer of this enterprise. Experience that I bring, and by the way, the deliverable results, doesn't come without a record. It comes with a strong record, and you can look at Scott McInnes on the issues, and look where I have voted over the years. But the key here is, if you think about the governor's office for just a few moments, a governor could in 1 hour be dealing with water storage, could be dealing next with the Colorado State Patrol, then K through 12, Medicare, the issues go on and on. It's almost like driving a car. It's pretty easy, or it's easier to run a state when everything's going great. It's like an automatic car. But if you're going to learn how to drive a clutch car, I don't care how many books you've read. You've got to have in and you've got to drive it. And I've driven it. In being in the United States Congress, in the State House, both of those budgets play. None of my opponents have been able to have that. They don't bring it to the table. They're good people. And in the private sector, that combination will allow us to move this state forward for what I talked about earlier. And that's jobs and opportunity. We have a great future ahead, but we need to manage it today.